Yo, what's up, guys? How we doing? I see Nvda has caused some ruckus here in the markets. Let me get the stream music going for you. What do we feel like tonight? Let's go a little bit heavier, I guess. A little more upbeat. No lo-fi this evening. Death metal. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't have the proper haircut for that. So how'd everybody trade today? I took one trade today. One. It was a 70-point winner. Looks like we came up into that R3 pivot and have rejected a little bit here. So I'll be watching this 800 level. We've had size sitting up here at 800 for, I don't know, like 2 weeks, I want to say. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is the eventual target here. Couldn't really, you were flat all RTH. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, Savvy. Today was kind of, I don't know if you guys saw my post in Level Up, but we have dubbed it, we have dubbed like choppy areas. Oh, nice, Brad. You in a green? Great. We like green. We like anything green. Anything that's not red, I'm fine with. Even flat, I'm fine with. We've named choppy zones now GFZs, by the way. Get F'd zones. So in my morning trading plans, if you have access to them, I will be trying to locate the GFZ zone and be putting it on my charts, so that those of you that have access have a clue about where not to be executing. What's up, Shoulderman? How you doing, brother? Oh, nice, SK. Yeah, there was, I mean, there's clearly movement to do a lot of passing of evaluations and combines, apparently. Oh, nice, Pegs. Pegs, yeah. Pegs, how'd PT go, brother? Are you sore? Yeah, Brad, I tend to I try to be done with my trading. I'm not going to lie, guys. I try to be done with the majority of my trading really before noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm generally working on other things or trying to get away from the charts at that time. I made 1,400 today, DCD. One trade. I mean, you got, well, anybody that's a member of the Level Up community saw my trade. DCD, don't worry about it. I'll just when I see stuff like that's continuing on, I'll just put a halt to it. You'll know when to stop. You guys stopped appropriately. Yeah, SK, like the London closes when I try to be done, right? Like unless the morning session is just completely chop and sideways, I try to be done pretty early. You know, nobody wants to, I mean, well, I don't want to say nobody. Some people want to sit at their charts all day, right? Like, I enjoy watching the market move. But I don't think anybody really wants to sit at their charts all day. It's a grind. That is a grind. Whatever, DCD. You just requested a 1K payout, correct? Guys, I've been trading really, really well lately. Like I'm definitely on a heater, right? Like no, you didn't, wasn't you? Whatever. I'm definitely on a heater, both with my analysis and my trading lately. Like I don't know what it is. I definitely see things better in a bull market. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You know, I prefer to be trading in a bull market. We're in a bull market 80% of the time. I've been working on my shorting in the bull market, right? So it's kind of been like counter trend trading is what I've been doing. But I think I'm getting better at it. What's up, Palm? Palm, I see your message in Discord, brother. Yeah, the pivots. I mean, but my read here, guys, is going to be a break above. If we get a break above, like, say, 800, come back and test this R3 pivot and kind of hold as support, right? We could be looking at a slow grind up throughout the night. You can see there's very little interest to the downside now. And now we've got orders stacked all the way up to, what is this even? 175? 170? I don't know what that is exactly up there, but 22,170. There's an order sitting up there now as well. So I'm thinking more upside. It's just going to be a matter of, can we find a good entry really in this? I would prefer a pullback into this 680 area, 660 area. But yeah, Fletcher, I know you're always looking for those short targets. Like, we still have not filled that gap from what, 2 Sundays ago? I can't remember how long ago it was now. That there's that massive 250 point gap left behind, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to get that fill. It was definitely a gap and go. Yeah, DCD. I mean, you can probably go all the way back, you know, in the hundreds and find gaps in the market, right? Like on the NAS to the downside. But a 250 point gap, it seems a bit excessive, right? Like it seems a bit excessive. A real volume void there. So that if we do get bad news and the market does take another, you know, 20% downturn at some point this year, we know where we're looking. But current situation, I mean, we're looking at all-time highs. I did plot some levels above just to keep an eye on. But so that you guys can see where I'll be looking above 800. It's this 880 to 900 area, 960 to 980, and then 22K40 to 22K60. Yeah, DCD. I mean, in a bull market, that's what you want, right? Like, you want that V-bottom recovery. That's what you want in a bull market. You want the sell-off off the open, it to look super heavy, it to find, you know, have like a wick and reclaim scenario and a hold for the long. Guys, I got a new toy, by the way, that I think you all will like. I got a new toy. Like, ideally, what I'd like to see tonight is something like this, right? And then back up. I gotta get better with this pen, though. Mason, I gotta become a better artist, apparently. Do a self-portrait. It'd be a stick figure. It would be a stick figure. No, I'm not gonna be drawing nothing like that on a live stream. I'm sorry. Draw a magnet. No, it is a nice tool though. Like when I'm explaining things now, I can actually like, you know, draw things on there. It is a nice tool. Looks like R3 pivot is still acting as rejection area. I'm still expecting the move up to 800, right? I don't know when it's going to happen. I would hope for a little attempt at retracement here for some of this. Like I said, I want to pull back into 660, 680 to see if we can find some buyers there for support. Oh, nice, DCD. We'll catch you on the flip side. Anybody lurking right now in the chat, say hello in the chat. While we wait for the market to get there. Yeah, DCD, I bet it feels great, brother. I bet it feels actually really, really good. I mean, I know you've had bigger payouts than what that has, but when we go through a rough spot like that, nothing feels better than getting, like, back on course, right? Like, you feel like you're doing something right. And then we'll hit a point in the future when we feel like we don't know what we're doing anymore again. You know, the market just humbles you at time to time. But that's fine. I mean, as long as your risk is appropriate, you should be able to weather that storm. Oh, no, Fletcher. Yeah, Fletcher, I've noticed you've been kind of quiet lately. Yeah, DCD, you know, we spend so much time, and honestly, what it all comes down to when we're going through struggles like that is we start overthinking and overanalyzing and like new strat development. And really, there's nothing wrong with your strategy that got you to payouts, right? There's just no strat that's going to be 100% consistently winning, right? So we need to adapt with the market conditions as they change. And find what works in certain market conditions, right? Like right now, like the Glizzy indicator, for instance, like right now, it really hasn't provided a whole lot of great opportunities. Goose is really good at trading it because he's been trading mean reversion strategy for a long time. You know, but you know, like tonight, for instance, and granted, this is a really bad example because it was news induced, but there was one winner in here, right? For 20 points. For 20 points. And then loser, 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 loser. Like there was just straight losses. I didn't take any of them. I wasn't even at my desk when that was happening, so I'm fine. And my take profit trader account is still, I've just been flipping in and out of a position here and there just so that I make sure I get a trade in once every week. What do you mean, wait, what news came out tonight? DCD, are you serious? Nvidia earnings? DCD, you trade the NAS. You should know. Palm, I think we had this problem last time, actually. When you go to your settings, have only current period marked, so it's only showing the current period. Have your base period as day, calculation classic, and then hit refresh on your chart. Like right click on your chart and come down here and hit refresh. Well, that's strange. Yeah, your pivots are definitely off. No, this is a free indicator, Fletcher. The pivots are on Quant Tower. I think if you have the Glizzy Clipper though, you'll need to get rid of probably the Goose Momentum indicator first, because it only allows for 2 indicators on the free version. All right, DCD, enjoy yourself. Hopefully OKC wins for you. Oh, it's already gone, Fletch? Okay. Yeah, you can get it's just pivot points. It's just called pivot points. But yeah, guys, when you see, like, if you have pivots on your chart, generally if we get a break and a hold outside of R3 or S3 to the downside, it's generally going to signify more continued upside, like squeeze type scenario or squeeze to the downside scenario. That's why you're seeing sellers defend that area, because if price does break out above here and holds above this on a retest, we're probably grinding higher up into 22K. Yeah, Pegs, don't worry about missing an Nvidia, a news-related trade. Like, let's see. Fletcher, I see what you're posting. Yep. Those are the right settings. That's it. Yeah, like I said, guys, like, this is kind of what I want to see, right? Like, come down into here, stall out a little bit, maybe a wick below, a reclaim, and then the move back up. Probably targeting 800 here. What's up, R-Dub? kind of holding the bottom of value there, like the volume profile right now. I'm hoping that we get a little more downside before we see more uppies, but I don't know. 800 seems like the logical target. We don't have a lot of liquidity below. I mean, there are some smaller orders stacked in here that it might want to gobble up. Let's see, we got 27 of you in here now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Hopefully we can catch a trade here. I don't necessarily love where price is right now. I do want to see a little more downside first. Which it looks like it might be coming in. Check gold. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Yeah, I haven't looked at gold. Oh, yeah. Nice sell-off on gold. Holy cow. Look at my short from last night, guys. I would literally be up $60 on gold right now had I just held that position that I was in last night. Yeah, Fletcher, I want to see... I'd rather it just fall quickly, right? And try to catch the long down here rather than short this thing. I mean, this is an aggressive move up, right? I would rather be playing the long side right now. I mean, if we were going to short this move, we would have to enter somewhere up in here. Would have had to enter at 750. And I think that's gone. Oh, yeah, Palmetto. Now that I'm looking at the Discord chat, if you're still here, what data feed are you on? Are you on Rhythmic or are you with on your personal with AMP? AMP CQG. Oh yeah, that could be the difference. The way that they calculate it might be different. Yeah, RW it would be. The only thing that I see here, right, is the setup of a bull flag, but you broke this trend, right? You broke the uptrend here at the top. So this move makes sense down into here to me. So the short entry would have been up here. I just don't know if we get that move back up. Wow, there's 30 people in here right now. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're lurking, don't be scared to say hello in the chat. Also, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button if you could. That is, if you haven't already. I really do want to catch a trade, but man, like, I would... Like, come on down a little bit more. Like, stop messing around. Stop baiting shorts and then and then pumping 20 points. Come on. Let's get it. Give us a trade. What's up, Richard? Come on, flush it out. Really hoping this gap up doesn't fade at 4 a.m. Wait, what's 4 a.m. for you, Richard? Are you Eastern Standard, or where are you located? Eastern Standard? Okay. Okay. Day's been good. I only took one trade today. RTH. 4 a.m. is 4 a.m. Okay. I'm just making sure. You know how in the trading world, everybody, like, traders get really offended when you don't mention time in Central Standard Time, because that's when the CME is, or where the CME is located. I didn't want to make any assumptions. Like, I still say Eastern Standard Time because I'm in Eastern Standard Time zone, right? Like, that's where I'm located. Oh yeah, Fletcher. Yeah, TBM did do that. You're right. You're right. He was definitely like, we talk Central Standard Time. That's why whenever you hear me say time, I always say Eastern Standard, so that everybody knows, because like, we have a lot of people that are worldwide, you know. UK, India, South Africa. All over the place. So yeah, I just say Eastern Standard Time so that they know. And then they can do the math on their end. Did you, Fletcher? You actually took that to heart? Oh, man, guys. Why does it have to keep pumping? Can't it give us a decent pullback, a decent entry? Like, I did not want to take the 720 long, I can tell you that. But I don't know if it's going to. It might just go. Tenor, who's from South Africa? Ethan's from South Africa. You know who I haven't seen a lot of is, I haven't seen Sam around a lot lately. I hope he's doing all right. I should probably reach out to him. I've seen him in the chat a few times, but I haven't seen him in the Discord at all. Palmy's applying for jobs right now. Fletcher, go ahead. Nice, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Is there a position needing filled part-time, full, or seasonal work? Fletcher, we're trying to work out like a schedule currently. We haven't got anything like pegged down yet. We've been discussing it. Palmetto asked if he was unemployed yesterday, actually. I was like, yeah, well, you're not unemployed. We're just like, guys, I'm busy working on things right now. Like, we're trying to get some content out as well. And getting everybody's schedules lined up to do that stuff is very difficult sometimes. I think we're going to either do like Tuesday or Thursday nights. But I didn't want to push the envelope. Like, Dave really hasn't been around a lot lately. I don't know if he's just golfing a lot, but it is his golf season, so I know he's got leagues and stuff. But yeah, I think we're looking at either Tuesday nights or Thursday nights. Yeah, Palm, I haven't either. Just sparingly. I talked to him this morning a little bit, but it was really just about he took a trade based on my trading plan and hit it big, so he was all happy about it, right? And that was really all it was about, and then that was the end of the discussion, really. But no, trading with the boys isn't gone. And yes, Fletcher, if you'd like to join us, you know, a time or two, or fill in or whatever, you're more than welcome. The more the merrier. We are doing, it will be a Globex streams now, though. We're not going to do the Friday RTH streams. It just doesn't make sense YouTube analytics wise to do the RTH streams for the meantime. So it'll be a nighttime thing. So if like you're not working and you want to be on when we do it, I'll reach out to you and let you know when the next one is, for sure. Yeah, I got you, Fletcher. For sure. I know Palmetto loves doing them. he seemed a little hurt when we were trying to tie things down. A little upset. He's missing it. He's missing the TWTB streams. We haven't had one in a few weeks, actually. It's been a little while. It's definitely been a little while. We need to balance out the ICT versus non-ICT. Oh, that's true. That's true. Fletcher is an ICT guy. Dave's an ICT guy. Dave, I think, is getting away from it, Palm, though, based on what I'm seeing with his trading. I think he's getting away. He's getting away from it, right? Like, he's starting to go more like IBH opening range levels. Yeah, Fletcher, just find one thing that works for you, brother, and stick to it. He trades on Venom. I still don't know what Venom is, R-Dub. Like, I have not... Guys, I've never watched an ICT mentorship or any of that stuff. I have no clue. I mean, I know what a fair value gap is, right? Like, I know what that is. But as far as any of his setups are concerned, like, I have no clue. All I know is he's got a cult-like following, and some people have found success. Others, not so much. I mean, the man, from what I've heard and what I've seen, he's literally developed a setup everywhere on the charts. There's literally an ICT setup everywhere on the charts. Brilliant marketing. Like, absolutely brilliant marketing. Here's the other thing that I noticed, Fletcher, right? Is like, you say fair value gap, and then you have inverse fair, yeah, like right there, inverse fair value gap. But if a fair value gap is just an area where price accelerated through quickly because it's low volume, how is there an inverse of that? Wouldn't the inverse be a high volume area? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. Because a fair value gap has characteristics. Oh, what do you mean? Like a 3-candle structure where like say, okay. So technically this right here would be a fair value gap. Technically, right? Right? So how do you, what's the inverse of this? The third candle higher up, like up here, is what? Two seconds, you got me? All right. I don't understand. Because from what I understood, it was like a 3-candle setup kind of deal. So you're saying that this would be a fair value gap all the way up into this candle? You know, like, well, bottom of this wick here. So what, your entries here long on the retest, and then your stops all the way down here? So you're risking 25, you're risking 30 plus points on that trade if you were to take that? You wouldn't risk that. Okay. I gotcha. But then they also develop on all the different time frame charts as well. So literally you could have a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a 15 minute, a 30 minute, a 1 hour, a 4 hour, and they're just all over the place. Like, is that what we're talking about? They're all over the place, Brad says. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I remember for a while there, Annan had me looking at the SMC concepts indicator, which has fair value gaps and order blocks on it, right? Plotted. But there was just something everywhere on the charts. Like every time frame that I was looking at, there was something everywhere on the charts, and I was like, this is a mess. This is an absolute mess. How are you ever supposed to read something here? Yeah, R-Dub, that's what I thought too. A liquidity grab indicator? See, my thought process is, like, if we can recognize those things, like this morning, Brad, right? This morning, my trading plan said, let me scroll back and show you guys, because this was my trade this morning, right? My trading plan this morning, let me drag Discord over so you guys can see that first before I go into explaining this. My trading plan this morning said key level for me was, oh no, that's yesterday. This is today. Key level for me today was 21,560. If price breaks above 560 and holds on a retest, I'll be looking for a long with targets to the upside. If price rejects 560, I'll look for a short position. Initial target to the downside for me would be 450. And then my short entry would have been 21,530. Now, the one trade that I took today, right, was the break above 560, the liquidity grab, so to speak, right? The pullback below 560, and I waited till price got back above overnight highs here, really at 540 or just shy of 540, and I think my entry was at 536, and I wrote it down to the 460s, low 460s. So that was my one trade today. But we should be able to spot that without an indicator, right? Like, technically. I've noticed that the less I have on my charts is the better for me. Alright, Fletch, I'm looking at your Discord. Nice. If it helps you, Brad, by all means use it. I've just found that the less on my charts is better for me. Right? Like, less noise. Yeah, I have come to... Brad, you're right. Like, we were talking about that this morning. Like, I've noticed a lot of traders, right? The reason why they struggle is because either A, they're strategy hopping too quickly, right? Like, they'll give a single strategy, you know, a week. But market conditions are always changing, right? So when you're doing the strategy hopping, how do you ever know if something's successful or not if you're not giving it its due diligence, if there's not a big enough sample size, right? Secondly, they're looking at way too many things, right? Either it's they have 40 symbols that they're looking at throughout the day, trying to find one setup, which is just too much. Like, it's just too much going on. Like, seasoned traders have difficulty doing that. There's maybe, you know, 0.1% of the traders out there that can do that and successfully do that. And generally, they're at an institutional level, and generally, they're not the ones executing, right? Like, they're the guys standing back telling the team what to do. And then it's up to the team to execute. What's up, Red Candles? What time did I enter my trade? I entered my trade, well, let's see here. I can tell you almost exactly. 9:45. 9:45. As soon as I saw overnight highs break to the downside, I got short. So I was short at 536. Let's see here. I think I posted it in I posted a screenshot of it in Discord. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna have to scroll up a little bit, but I'll try and find it for you. I think I took a screenshot like a little bit through it, or as I entered the position, shortly after, maybe. I will try and find it here quick. Jeez, our Discord was active today, guys. I'm scrolling up a lot here. Live till London? What are we talking about here, Fletcher? What are you trying to tie me into? Live until London. Goose and I probably will be doing a London stream at some point. That's going to be rough on me, by the way. Waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to start trading. Okay, here it is. There's my trade, so you can see it. Brad, 9:45 a.m. Eastern or Central? Eastern Standard Time, Brad. This is on a 5-minute chart as well, just so you guys have a little reference. But that's my trade from this morning. Nice. Thanks, Red Candles. Appreciate you. Yeah. So, like, later on in the day, right, I gave an explanation. Here, I'll pull that over, too. It turned into something pretty funny. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Oh, here it is. All right, so I annotated it with my reasoning, right? Like, this is a zoomed out look of the 5-minute chart. We had the recent swing highs. We had the exhaustion failure to break and hold above. Entry short. Prior swing lows made like the most reasonable target. Obviously, that got hit later in the day. That wasn't my target because I had this here. The GFZ, the get effed zone, which is where if you were executing, it's just chop. So we're going to call that the GFZ from here on out. Any choppy area that I don't want to be executing in, I'm going to label it the GFZ. But yeah, I try, guys. I try to stick to my. I can't tell you how important it is to do a little pre-market analysis and develop a strategy for the day or a plan for the day and what you want to see, and really just have two options, right? Like, you locate a key level that you know price is going to trade, and then you develop a strategy for a trade off that level, right? Like, that's generally going to be your best trade of the day because it's generally going to be your high or low of the day, right? It generally falls into a level, and that's either the high or low of the day. Are you always going to be right? No, you're not always going to be right, but at least you had a plan and your risk is defined, and you're not going to blow an account trading that way, right? Like, you'll live to trade another day. At most there, I was risking to, 20 points. Is what my risk was on that trade. I wouldn't have let it go much past 550. Would have been my stop, right? Luckily, when I got into the trade, it just I don't think I was ever red on the trade. I took no drawdown on that thing. It just knifed down and ran for me. So I was comfortable in the position, but it's all because I developed a pre-market plan. That plan was there at 8:30 this morning Eastern. That plan was there at 8:30 this morning Eastern. So an hour before market open, I knew what I was looking for. I knew what I was doing. And if the market cooperates and it comes into your key level and you start to see what you want to see, you hit it. Yeah, you have to try it. You're not going to hit a green trade without hitting the button, right? Like, you're not going to make any money if you don't. All right, we are just chopping around, aren't we? I really want to see the pullback into this like 660 to 680 area, at least this pivot here. But I don't know if we're going to get it. And there's no trade that really, like, I'm not playing a breakout trade. I'm just not going to do it. Yeah, Richard, I heard that from a few people today, right? Like, I think even DCD, who left the chat already, but I think even he had like I want to say he had the 560 short and got wicked out of it, or 550 short and got wicked out of it. So he even had a better entry than me on the short side, but it was that's why I wait for confirmation. That's why I kind of waited till I did, right? because I knew that if price was going to hang up there, it could be choppy. So I waited for it to break back in overnight highs and then hit it immediately. Yeah, Richard, it'll save you so much pain and like so many of those break evens will become winners. Like, I'm a firm believer in waiting for confirmation. Like, a lot of people play breakouts. I don't play breakouts, right? Like, I like to see breakouts happen, like kind of like this, and then I wait for the pullback. So break and retest, wick and reclaims are what I look for. Like those are the my two go-to setups are break and retest of key levels or levels of support and resistance, and wick and reclaims of said levels. And that's literally, if I don't see those two things, I'm either A, in a really bad position and FOMOing and it's not a great entry, and it might work out, it might not, but it's one of those scenarios where it's like positive reinforcement for a bad behavior and not good. Not good at all. The most successful traders that I know have, you know, two qualities about them. A, they found one setup that works for them that they can put on repeat no matter what symbol they're looking at. And B, they have extreme patience to wait for that one setup. And then once you quote unquote perfected that one setup, that's when you kind of expand a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, you think you've used all your good rewards for bad trades. Yeah, you know, like, it's crazy because you do, sometimes the market does reward bad behavior, which is the worst thing that can happen to us as traders. It really is. It's the worst thing that can happen to us as traders, because the next time we're in that scenario, we'll think back on that reward that we received for the bad behavior last time and do it again, you know, and you'll just continue to do it. Now it's just straight consequences. But that's exactly right, Fletcher. Like, whereas had you been punished from the get-go for doing it, you probably wouldn't do it nearly as often. But because we get rewarded so frequently for the bad behavior, we continue to do it. But that's when you also blow accounts. That, or you're just raging. One of the two. FOMO positions all over the place. Market maker should have put soap in your mouth. Oh, guys, gold's kind of moving around a little bit here. I'm thinking about... I don't know where levels are on gold, unfortunately. Oh, no, I don't want anything to do with that area. Never mind. It already had the bounce. See, now you guys got me looking at gold. Yeah, Porch. Like, I've been there, you know. We've all been there. We all do something stupid. We all see an impulse move, a momentum move, and we just try to hop on, FOMO into the position, you know, get rewarded for it, where it's just where the market's just dropping and tanking 200 points, and you get in 150 points and catch a 50-point move on the tail end of it, you know. Like, I've been there. But that's not what we want to do. That is not what we want to do. Yeah, Palm, I took a trade, an accidental trade last night that was like the entry of, I mean, What was I short from, guys? 33.41 last night on gold. I think it was short 30. Oh, I guess I would have taken a little bit of drawdown. It did go up to the low 50s, 350s. So I guess I would have taken the stop out, but man, I got into that trade accidentally and yeah, Brad, you're comfortable in the trade. Like you're not nervous about getting into the trade. You don't have nerves about it. Your risk is defined. You know what your target is. You really just execute and let it ride, for the most part. I mean, obviously trailing your stop appropriately, but like for the most part, you're just clicking a button and letting it ride with no emotion attached. Very mechanical-like trading. Very mechanical-like trading. Which is the best kind of trading. It's the best. Yeah, Fletcher, I really want to see a pullback. It's going to be really hard for me to hop on a long up here. Like, it just is. The only problem is, to the downside, there's not a lot there. Like, look at all these orders stacked up higher now. And there's just not a lot down here. I'd like to see the move back down to grab some of this liquidity, but this is a lot bigger draw right now. So I don't know if we're gonna get it. This could very easily turn into slow grind all night long. I mean, how much are we up on the session right now? Let me see. I mean, we're up 1.8% right now on the NAS. ES is up 1.5%. RTY is up 1.8%. I mean, I'm looking at even these red numbers. They're not very red at all. It's hard to believe that Nvidia has this much weight on the market, right? Like, even the Dow Jones is up 1.1%. That's crazy. Golly, I don't want to play this breakout, guys, but I think this pump to up to 800 is the move right now. As I say it, it does it. Okay. Okay. That was a little sus. That was a little sus. I know, Richard. It's dumb. See, that's the kind of stuff. I've been called a market maker before because when I say things, magically they happen. I don't know why. I am not a market maker. But that was a little absurd, right? Like, as soon as I said it. It didn't even, I don't even think I got all the words out of my mouth. Oh, not ending 65 points up, Mason. Isn't that ridiculous, Fletcher, though? Like, isn't that, I mean, that was absurd. That was absurd. The timing of that is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, Fletch, I know. No, I think it goes higher. Like I said, I want to see... Now what I want to see is I want to see like a mid 820s, low 820s rejection the move back into 780 for the retest here of this swing high and see if we hold here. Oh my gosh, is it literally gonna go right there and do it? Like, come on, man. I'm just gonna stop talking, guys. I'm gonna have the muted stream. Yeah, Fletcher, I mean, I want to see, like, I'm seeing blocks up at 825 and 840-ish. I'd kind of like to see that sweep up there and then the sell-off. But the biggest size on the books right now is up here at, like, 950-ish. Mid-950s, 955 it looks like. I mean, it's a red block. I don't know how big it is. Let's see. Let's see what we got up here. Oh, it's only 75. It's not that big. All right. I know this sounds ridiculous, but I really want to try a short. I just don't know if I trust it at 800. I kind of wanted to see one more push up. Come grab this in the mid 820s, like 826-ish, maybe even the 840 block. There's a little bit up here around 850. All right, I'm gonna hold off and let this thing go up a little bit more before I decide. What's up, Kev? How'd you trade today? Nice. Green, I think I saw your ES trade. You were in a little bit of drawdown there on that one, though, weren't you? I want to say you were long from like low 20s and then added in the teens. So up 26 points on ES and pretty much break even on NQ. Yeah, that's that's all you could ask for today. Like, the majority of the day, Kev, was really after the sell-off. It was just kind of, I mean, you saw my post of the NQ chart. The GFZ was real. The chop was real. There wasn't a whole lot going on until the afternoon. Really, I think I caught the one good trade of the day on the sell-off from the highs. Honestly, wish I would have held it. I just wasn't comfortable holding through the NGZ or the GFZ zone. So I just targeted like 50% of that GFZ zone. All right, here's that pump we're looking for. Finally. Okay. Well, guys. All right, that's a massive wick. Let's see if it wants to make one more attempt up there at 830. But if we don't get to 830, if we only get to like the mid 820s, I'm probably going to try the short here. I won't be targeting a lot, just back into 800. But we kind of put in some volume up here at 830. You can tell on the profile. And didn't just continue to run. So I'm thinking the pullback into this high volume area at 800 is probably the play if we don't get above here. If it does get above 830, we're probably running up here to this level. 880 to 900. I don't know if this is going to be the smartest play ever with all this strength, but you do expect the market to breathe a little bit at some point. Now we do have some liquidity below as well. I think my short's gone. Kev, I don't know. I haven't looked at what the exact figures were. So I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat, anybody in the chat know what Nvidia's earnings were versus expected? Fletcher, no, I'm not in a trade yet. I was hoping for another pushback up, another attempt at 830 here. You know, this high volume area. Well, can't really call it high volume area, but these spikes on the volume profile. And if it held below, I was going to pop it from like the mid 820s, but and just target back into 800. You know, look for like 20, 25 points or something like that. But if it breaks above 830, I'm not going to try it. Oh, yeah, that's a nice beat. That's a nice beat on earnings. Let's see how this candle closes here. And then I might try it. All right, I'm short. Risk is off. Let's go ahead and lock in something. Lock in $100. All right, I'm out. So that was 100 and let's see, how much was that? $150. Unfortunately, I have to keep like my wrist so tight on that trade. Like I do think we go and tap 800 again, right? I was front running 800, hoping that it would just spike down to that, you know, 802 area, but it didn't quite get there before it kind of, there's such low volume in this whole 820 to 800 area, so price is going to jump around kind of sporadically. But I'll take $160 after waiting around and missing the whole move, especially when I'm playing counter trend. Timing was pretty good on that though, huh? Dragon, we'll go 2200. 2200 on a. Oh man, I could have got full target there. In an ideal situation, guys, I probably would have targeted this this pivot. Oh, 22,000. Okay. 22K. Got you. Okay. Things are making more sense now. Yeah, I probably would have been targeting this pivot here at 770, but I just wasn't willing to hold a short position right now. Yeah, Dragon, like I agree, eventually yes, right? Like we're going to see all-time highs here. We're going to see all-time highs here and probably in the very near future. Let's see, the daily all-time highs are not far off now. At all. Just shy of 22,400. Yeah. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. I don't know how we work our way up there, right? I'd imagine the upside does slow down a little bit. You know, we should get a pullback into this this daily 20, but this daily 20 is going to keep going up until we do get a pullback of some kind, and then it'll start to level off kind of. But as price gets too far extended away from this daily 20, it likes to pull back over time, right? Like you can see anytime it gets too far away, it pulls back. So we're about to that point now where we should start to see some sort of attempt at a rollover. I'm not sure we come all the way back to where it is currently here at 20,884, but eventually, yes, it will pull back to this. Palm, you took a fat L tonight? What'd you do? Did you try to short this thing? Dang, my short entry there was pretty timely, huh? Watch that be the high of the overnight in London session. Oh, Palm, you started getting in here. Yeah, this is a new GFZ. We're going to call these areas GFZs. Looks like it's wanting to come back here and try and test this 770, 760 area. Maybe point of control on the session. The GFC was where you're killing it. Savvy, do you think you're a better range trader than you are a trend trader? I'm always curious about this because there are definitely people who kill it in ranges, right? I'm definitely a better trend trader. You know, my break and retest, wick and reclaims are generally trend setups. So I feel like I'm a better trend trader. But some people kill it on range days. Some people absolutely kill it. You destroy ranges, Brad. Some people are way better. What am I looking at? Discord, Fletch? Oh no. Oh no. George, you're better at ranges? Yeah, like I don't know. Because I have a hard time establishing it until it's too late. Like I'm always scared that the one time that I'm going to play the range is going to be the breakout, right? Like I don't know why. You know, I have two setups that I go to over and over and over again. You know, break and retest, kind of what we're seeing right here. Break, retest, you know, if it holds above this, right? Long entry up into the next level. Or even, you know, R3 pivot right here in the 770 area. Break, retest, hold for the long, right? Or wick and reclaims, you know, because they show up even on news, right? Like they show up even on news. Wick, reclaim, and this was the long of the century right here. You know, I mean, 500 points. Yeah, yeah, sure. Brad, there's really not a big secret to it. Anybody who has been watching me for a long time pretty much knows what I look for, right? Like I start on the daily and I start to look at where prices tested a lot on the daily, right? I get an overall view about what I'm looking at. And then I'll go down to the 4 hour and I will try to spot where the major wicks are hitting on multiple tests, at least 3 tests of a price, and I'll mark it on my charts. And I'll just have a line there on my 4 hour. And then I'll go down to the 1 hour and pretty much do the same thing with the 1 hour. You know, just draw a line where there's a lot of wicks. Here, I guess I could drag this screen over for the meantime, just to kind of show you overall view. I know it looks messy on a higher time frame, but you can kind of see why. I've got 1 test, I've got 2 tests, I've got 3 tests, I've got 4 tests, and you kind of see these are all hourly candles. So I'm looking for where I'm finding support on the higher time frames, right? Or resistance, right? Same thing here. And I'm marking those on my charts. Same thing here. You know, you've got 1 test from the bottom, you got 2 tests, you got 3 tests, you got 4 tests, 5 tests, 6 tests, 7 tests, 8 tests. You know this is a big area. Like the level pretty much that we wick and reclaimed on news today, you knew was a major level, right? And then all I'm doing is trying to identify where the swing highs and swing lows of the moves of the waves of the market are, for the most part. It's really not any hidden secret. And then after I locate those on the hourly, I'll go to the lower time frames, like say the 15-minute and the 5-minute, and kind of tweak them to match, you know, what current price is doing or over the last couple days, and tweak them every morning for overnight price, so I know roughly where I should be looking on the day's action. And that's really all I do. There's really no hidden secret to it. I realize because they play so often and they're pretty accurate, people think there's some like mathematical formula. Like I know Goose said he thought I might have been using harmonics or something like that, and I don't. I really just look at the charts and look for those kinds of things, and whatever suits my eye or wherever I can tell there's a lot where the market likes to magnetize to, I mark it on my charts. And I wish I could give you a better explanation than that, but that's really what I do. I'm a firm believer in keeping it as simple as possible. Because it's what works for me, right? Like, it keeps me out of trouble. I know where I should be executing, and I know that my risk is really minimal if I'm executing at those areas. I know if price goes out, you know, breaks away from that level in the wrong direction or opposite of me. I should make that whole explanation a YouTube short. Oh, geez. I tell you what. Mason and I are working on a strategy type video. We have that in the works. I guess the best way for me to do it, probably without all the levels drawn on my charts, right? Like you can see I don't have levels above where all-time highs are currently. In fact, we're about to get a contract rollover, so I'm gonna have to draw them again soon anyway. But yeah, I'll try and film something so that you guys have some sort of guide as to what I look for. But yeah, I could definitely I mean, maybe even one live stream. Maybe I could just pull up a naked chart and do it. It would take a while. It'd fill up a whole live stream. But I could definitely pull up like a... Well, we've been trading gold. I could definitely pull up gold and do it just the same. But honestly, once you see it and do it a few times, you should be able to easily recognize those areas on any chart for the most part. You know, it's just simple support and resistance. But they do give you kind of like a roadmap, or there's clues in there to tell you where the market's heading next, for sure. Pegs, you fell asleep on the couch. Did you miss anything? No, you didn't really miss much. I had a $150 trade to the downside, which I could have held for, oh, I don't know. I could still be in it technically. Well, no, I wouldn't have held past 80, but could have been a 40-pointer. All right, so this is the area where we want to look for holds if we're looking long on this market right now. But no, you guys, as far as like drawing the levels are concerned, I'm really no market genius or wizard or anything like that. I'm not. What I do is really, really simple, and it suits me. It suits my personality. You know, those kind of levels stick out to my eye. At this point, I can see them clear as day on a naked chart even. And it's really just doing it over and over and over and marking them on your charts. Pegs, there's I mean, it's iffy right now, you know, like I don't know what. Dang, dude, hang on, guys. It sounds like there's either a shooting or fireworks going off right outside my window. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't see anything, but yeah, there's definitely like either some kids are lighting off firecrackers or someone's getting shot. All right, I'll take a look at the Discord, Palm. Man, I wish I would have held my short. I guess hindsight's 2020 though, huh? It wasn't you, Kev. Kev, you're about an hour and a half away from me. That would be one heck of a shot, my guy. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of looking heavy now, isn't it? There's a block here at 750. Point of control at 750. Yeah, Savvy, I mean, it's moving. That's for sure. It left that block at 750 behind. Um... All right, let's try it. We got a wick and reclaim. Oh, I'm not even long yet. Oh, don't you run away from me, market. Okay, I'm long. Yikes, this could get heavy, guys. This was probably a bad entry. All right, I'll take a look at it, Palm. You got to go to bed. All right, I really don't want to give back everything that I made here. So let's pull our stop up at this point, because if it does wick back down to the low 60s, I think we're flushing to 50. So if it wants to come get me, it can stop me out. Yeah, Fletch, I mean, I think you might win this one. I do expect buyers to step in here to try to get it back above this this pivot. I'm just not sure if they're going to be successful after this huge up move. They're really struggling to get back above. So I kind of need to be careful here. Kind of think the buying might be exhausted. Yeah, it's just not getting the push. Every time we get to that pivot, it just kind of smacks a little bit. It's all right. Either way, I'm going to be break even on the night, even if I take this loss. So I'm cool with it. Oh, I'm still fine, pegs in the trade, right? Like my risk is appropriate. And I'm moving my stop appropriately based on structure. What's up, Eunice? How are you? There we go. I'm going to go break even now. All right, I'm out. Break even. I'm just glad I got out of that thing unscathed. To tell you the truth. I'll be honest with you. Oh, he got your stop, Fletch? Yeah, on the short side, Fletch, my stop would have been probably 86 if you were short from above 800. To the tick? Yeah, I've been there, Fletcher. I have definitely been there, brother. I have been there a lot. Shoot, I think this candle missed me by a tick when I moved my stop. I'm just glad they let me get out break even. I'd have taken a full stop there. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you. Like, we haven't had as many views over the past couple, like this week, really, as we did the prior few weeks. But still, like, the chat's been engaged. The chat's been good. You guys have entertained me, so I appreciate you, and I appreciate the support. Obviously, I mean, if you're lurking around, say hi in the chat. Click that subscribe button if you want to support the channel. Yeah, Savvy, it's a little weird. Like trying to pick the right time. The Globex streams have been later, Fletch. The Globex streams have been way better than the RTH streams for me. I mean, maybe I should try like a power hour stream or something like that, or an afternoon stream my time. I've never tried one at that time at all, so I don't know how it would go over. Man, this market's kind of just whipping around in this area. The GFZ. The GFZ. Yeah, Kev, I wouldn't look for a whole lot. But it's definitely a scalper's market. Like, if you guys are good scalpers, this is great price action for you. Like, fantastic price action for you. Let's take a look at our good friend gold. Still kind of dumping. A little choppy now on gold, actually. I have noticed that when the US indexes are moving around, that gold is kind of just meh. Gold should start to come down, I would think, right? I give a little bit of a pullback here. All right, I'm kind of seeing a run of the lows. A reclaim. 280. Kind of would have preferred an entry a little bit lower on gold, so I'm gonna stay off it. Yeah, Richard, I it's definitely obviously going back into individual symbols. Definitely going back into stocks. The money is. I think the whole Trump tariff scare, I think people are onto it now. They realize that he's just trying to get people to the negotiating table and not actually going to hold firm with anything that he's put out there. Which was his tactic all along, to be fair. Yeah, Richard, I'm right there with you as far as that's concerned. In fact, when all that was going on, I was telling everybody, just calm down. Just calm down. Like, he definitely has a strategy. I hear. It's not going to be like that. He's just trying to get people to the negotiating table. But in order to get people to the negotiating table, he has to threaten large, let's put it that way. He couldn't be passive about it, you know. About the foreign student visa situation. Look, Richard, like I'm on two fronts. Why? Like I think there obviously needs to be a screening process, right? Like, you can't just let anybody into the country because, you know, you never know what kind of affiliations they have, you know, with quote unquote terrorist groups and all that. And obviously if they meet the right qualifications, they should be allowed. But because of what we've seen on campuses of like Harvard and a lot of the Ivy League schools with the, you know, political showings, political protests and all that, and the violence that's ensued, and really like the change in curriculum because of what's been going on, there definitely needed to be some changes. Yeah, I mean, obviously I prefer not to talk about those kinds of things on a live stream. Those are all opinion pieces, you know. I same thing with the Discord. Like I tell everybody in our Discord, like, look, we all have our own thoughts and opinions. And you're entitled to those thoughts and opinions, right? Like, whether I agree with them or not is irrelevant. It's what you think and it's how you feel, and everybody needs to respect that. You know, so there's two topics that are topics of conversation that should really be avoided with quote unquote strangers, right? Like politics and religion. They're the most divisive topics out there, right? They just are. Because everybody has they're all matters of opinion and your belief system and how you were raised. So like I try to steer clear of those topics. I have my personal set of beliefs, but it doesn't matter if you feel differently. I'm not going to treat you any differently or think any less of you because you feel differently, right? Like, you're entitled to your opinions and your beliefs, and I need to respect that, just as you need to respect mine. You know? Wow, we pick up more viewers the later I stay on. I'm noticing here. Welcome all. If you're lurking, say hello in the chat. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and want to support the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We're kind of just sitting around and waiting for the market to decide what it wants to do. If we do get back above 780 here and hold above, I'm not opposed to the long. There's not a lot of interest below on NQ. There is some liquidity still down into 700. But there's obviously more topside currently. I just don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the night. That we've already seen a large move with Nvda earnings. So we could just take a breath on the overnight until London session pops around, and then there might be another move. I would have really liked to seen the move back into 680, 660 and test this area, right? Like actually gobble up all this liquidity that's resting a little bit below. But I just don't know if that's going to happen tonight. Currently, we're trying to hold this gold line is R3 pivot, and that seems to be what we're trying to hold right now. But by my strategy, we also have a break, retest, and a hold below 780 currently. So I'm kind of just like sitting on my hands. Savvy, you fumbled the bag tonight. Yeah, it's hard when the market's jumping around like that, especially after a big move up, right? How many times have we seen a big move up and then it just continued to grind higher lately? But it's hard to trust when it does start, when you do see a little bit of downside, it's hard to trust the short position for very long as well. So yeah. You got excited because the market isn't moving 2 points an hour. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what have I taken tonight? 2 trades? You know? Probably I should have taken 3 because I was talking about the long here on this break. Right? And then it happened instantly before I could even get the words out of my mouth, really. The move that I was looking for happened instantly. Yeah, Kev, like I've been really working on my shorting recently, right? Like I still haven't gotten real good about having those long holds on the short side, but I've been really trying to work on that side of my trading recently. And I've been doing it in a bull market because I know that's going to be the most difficult market conditions to try and be a bear, right? And I think that in the long term, when we do get some more downside or, you know, continued downside over a stretch of time is really going to pay dividends then, more so than it is now. Like my trades over the last 3 weeks, guys, and don't be shocked, Savvy, when you hear this number might shock you. How about 72% short entries to 28% long entries? And if anybody's been watching my trading for, you know, the last 2 years, knows that is not how I trade. But I really made a conscious effort to identify a weakness in my trading and work on it. And what better time to work on it than in the most difficult market conditions, because it's never going to be tougher than it is right now to short this market, right? And so my thought process is, if I can do it in the hardest time that it is to short a market, in the future, when it's easy to short the market, I'll be able to capitalize a lot better. So Brad, yeah, as you top down approach on your way down, you definitely want to look at the most recently, like the last time price was being traded at that area is what you're looking for, right? Like that's going to be the most recent area where sellers stepped in that they're going to try to defend, because those swing positions that are in there, the institutions and stuff like that, are still in those positions, right? And generally those levels are there, hey, I need to flip to hedge, or on the hourly. So my hourly is set to, let's see, how long do I go back on the hourly? I go back 1 year on the hourly is what I'm looking at. So like my higher time frames are on continuous contracts, so that I have the full, you know, it's not on the M contract like my 5 minute is. But yes, so like the 4 hour, the daily, the 1 hour, those all go back a ways. The 1 hour, I'm not really making many tweaks on that far back, right? Like maybe a couple weeks. The 5 minute is really like the last, I don't know, 3 to 5 days is where I'm making those tweaks in the 15 minute. And then I make my adjustments for the last 24 hours on the 5 minute. So like, for instance, you know, like this level right here, 540 to 560 was 530 to 550, right? It was not 540 to 560. It was 530 to 550 because sellers were actually stepping in at that 530 level, really making it difficult to get back above, right? You know, you could kind of tell in through here that this was the breaking point for the move down. But yes, you definitely want to have recency bias on the lower time frames. But that's what I'm talking about. It's generally not a big movement. My levels are 20 points because it defines my risk, right? Generally, the NASDAQ likes to move in those 20-point increments. I'm not sure why, but that's generally going to tell you whether you're right or wrong on the NAS is that 20 points, right? So short entries, you want to be executing at the bottom of the level. You want your entry at or around the bottom of those levels. And then long entries, you want them on the top side. Stops just above or below said level. Extreme. That's my entire normal trade setup, ideal trade setup. Or at least that's how I execute, or my bracket is set up that way. And then like say I wanted to short 780, so my stop would be just above 800 and my target would be the next closest extreme to the box to the downside, right? And if price was looking pretty aggressive to the downside through here, I might extend it out. That's where having multiple contracts comes into play though too. You know, I definitely preach people with smaller accounts to execute multiple micros rather than trading one mini, you know, like maybe trade 5 micros. And then as price gets 50% in between the level, you know, you take 2 off, move your other 3 to break even. As price hits there, you take 2 more off and you leave 1 runner for the big move if you happen to get it, right? Because if you only have 1 contract on, you have to go to break even pretty quick. On the NAS, at least you do. And that also minimizes your risk too. 5 micros at that same stop as you would have at the mini would be half the size of trading 1 mini if you were to take that stop out. So it just makes sense. And every now and then you'll have that 400-point day that just runs and the micros worked out for you where you have the top or bottom of the day, because generally it falls at a level and you bank. You absolutely bank. You can make a lot of money on micros. All right, guys. I'm probably going to call it there for tonight. I'm thinking that it's going to be a pretty slow rest of the evening and a lot of chop. I'm not expecting a quick move up at all. I don't want to get caught in it. I think this 780 to 800 area is probably going to be back and forth a little bit. Maybe peaks above, peaks below. but it feels like this is the move. If this pivot holds, we're probably slow grinding up into this 880, 900 area. So just keep that in mind if you're going to continue to trade the NAS. Rejections of 780 lead me to believe that we're probably coming back into the 680, 660 area. A retest of this pivot right here. So just keep that in mind if you're continuing to trade this evening. I will be back tomorrow night at the same time, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. If you are lurking next time, say hello in the chat. And if you could, hit that subscribe button if you'd like to support the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening. Peace.